Hey guys, so this is going to be a new segment on this ministry page. We're going to call it Testimony Tuesday. Basically, every Tuesday or close to every Tuesday, I'm going to bring someone new on, and they're going to kind of give their testimony about their walk with Christ and stuff they've dealt with and what they've overcome. And at weight camp, I heard Cade's testimony here, and I felt really impacted by it, and I feel like it could help a lot of people out. So I brought Cade on for this first episode of Testimony Tuesday, and yeah, go ahead.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So, my testimony, it's really mainly is about insecurity and self-comparison. Really, it all really started with materialism, I guess. I've dealt with that a lot. I've always, been concerned about what other people were doing and, keeping up with the Joneses, kind of. And so, yeah, it's just really been exhausting in my walk with Christ. Just, trying to have the best of the best, I guess. And really, what it all comes down to is just being ungrateful for everything that the Lord has blessed me with, and being blind to the fact that some people, Garrett and I have both seen hundreds of people that don't have a home and they don't know where their next meal is coming from, when there's small things to me, but really they're really big that the Lord has blessed me with and that I take for granted every day. So that's just something I've been walking through, just learning to be more grateful and humbling myself to the Lord, to just and with the self-comparison even, with the self-comparison, just realizing that when you look at someone's life on the outside and you think, wow, I wish I was like that, or I wish I was as cool as them, you don't realize that that's just on the outside, and that really they have pain too, and you don't know what they're actually going through. And so Josiah said one night at wake that comparison is a thief of all joy, and if you're not content and grateful for everything that you have, then you're just never going to be happy. And every night we sing that song, You and You Alone, and it says, I choose this day to be grateful. So we just have to choose every day that we're going to be thankful for everything that the Lord has given us, and just not worry about what other people think, because when you look to others for acceptance, you need to realize that you don't need it from other people. You're accepted by God, I guess. Mm-hmm. And Galatians 1:10 says, am I trying to win the approval of human beings or of God, or am I trying to please people? If I were trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. So that really resonates with me, and it just makes me think about when I've tried to seek the approval of others, how I really just shut God out, and I was just really ungrateful for everything. That's really all I have.
Yeah. So I think like I talked about this in the first lesson we did about the people don't realize how much grace God gives us, and they become ungrateful, and they think they stop thanking God for what He's given them, and they start asking Him for more. And I like how you brought that up about not being grateful. I do have a few questions to ask you. So I know a lot of people, their insecurities, they don't just come out of nowhere. They kind of come off of other things that have happened in their life. So is there anything in your life that you feel has caused these insecurities to start?
Yeah, so when I was 4 years old, my parents got divorced, and I never knew my mom's mom, and her dad died when I was just a few months old, and then I never really was close to my dad's dad, but I had my dad's mom and her new husband. They were my grandparents, but my family it wasn't that close. I didn't have a real strong family. I mean, I had 2 parents that loved me and 2 grandparents, but it's just I started feeling like nobody loved me, and that no one wanted to be around me, I guess. And that's really what it all came down to when they got divorced, and started having to go back and forth, and my mom doesn't live close, and that's about it.
So another question, that last night awake, when Dennis was praying over us and everyone, I felt different, or I didn't feel, I felt like there was a different energy in the room. And so from that last night at camp, do you feel like your life has been different or changed or anything like that?
Yeah, I felt the Holy Spirit that night, and I really feel like since that night I've just really opened my heart to the Lord and just let Him speak into me. And that night I just felt freed from all the lies that the devil told me or that the world has told me, and I just feel free and more in touch with God now.
Awesome. And the last question, I know personally for me, like, when I'm dealing with struggles with sin or insecurities or anything like that, I always feel like being in the Word is the best weapon to overcome that. And I was just wondering if you feel that way, or like if have anything to say about that.
Yeah, I agree totally with that, and that verse that I just read is perfect ammo for anything. And yeah, I feel like the Word, it's a great thing, and it says we need to clothe ourselves with the Spirit daily, and not to think about how we'll gratify the desires of the flesh. And so, yeah, when I start, feeling insecure or thinking things like that, I just, go back to that and kind of use that as a tool.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Cade, for being on for our first episode of this Testimony Tuesday segment. I really think this could impact a lot of people, so thank you.
Thanks, man.
And we will see you guys later.